Hey, welcome to Claire's Corner. I hope you're doing well. This video is, I don't know, it's probably not going to be very long, but it's just to talk about the process of adopting a cat in the UK. Harry and I adopted our little cat called Simba about just over 3 weeks ago now. And it was a really straightforward process, and I thought I'd talk you through it in case you wanted to or were thinking about adopting a cat or a kitten. They do have kittens as well. We kind of always wanted a cat, and we thought after we moved in, obviously I'm like sat in an empty room, we, you know, would be able to get a cat. The house had a cat flap, perfect. So yeah, it was always something that was on our mind when moving. We thought you could literally just drive up, have a look at a few cats and be like, oh, I want this one. No, that is not the case. Because we turned up to a few places and they're like, no, you need to have a look online and then inquire about a specific cat, and then we'll see, like, we'll go through an application with you and things like that. So we were a bit like, oh, we just wanted to come and see some cats and hopefully, you know, take one home, very naively of us. So we did that and then went home and we're like, oh, okay, let's have a look online then. So we had a look online. There's quite a few different, you know, cat rescue places or RSPCA or whatever. Anyway, we found a specific cat that we really liked the look of, well, like the sound of, not the look of. They all come with like a bit of a bio, a bit of a description, almost like a dating bio or something. And we read the description of Simba and we just thought, perfect, that's exactly what we want. A really friendly, gentle cat who just needs a nice home. We thought, well, surely we can give him a better home than he has at a rescue centre. So we inquired, and at first we were kind of told, oh, you know, thank you for your interest, but basically like someone's already going to come and meet him. Obviously if that works out, then he'll go with them. So we kind of just thought, oh, okay, that's a real shame. Continued having a look, but didn't really see any others that we liked the look of. I keep on saying the look of, we're not like, wasn't for their cuteness or the way they looked, but like the sound of how their nature is. Anyway, a couple of days later, Harry had a call kind of saying, oh, actually it didn't work out with the other person. Do you want to come and meet him? And we were just like, oh my God, yes. So we went and met him, and he was just so cute. He just wanted fuss. He wanted us to just be there. Like, they have like this outside like pen, almost like a rabbit hutch with a pen, but like bigger for cats. And we went in, the centre gave us some treats so we could give him some treats and stuff. And honestly, like, it was a cold day, so I don't blame him. He didn't want to come out, like, out of the warmth. But as soon as, like, you could put your hand in, like, you could see your face really well, and but as soon as, like, you turned away to, like, talk or whatever, he'd be like, excuse me, you know, give me some fuss. So yeah, we just thought, oh my God, he's amazing. And they said, yeah, this looks like it'll work out for you guys with him. So we literally came back the next day. We're like, so when can we take him home? And they said, oh, well, you know, it takes 24 hours for the paperwork and stuff to all be sorted out. So we thought, great, went straight to Pets at Home, literally bought everything you could think of buying for a cat, and prepared the house, got the room ready, because what they do is they say that you should have a room in the house that can almost be like their room, so they can make it a safe space, so they can feel comfortable there. So we've got kind of like a living diner, but at the moment we didn't have a dining table or anything like that, so that kind of just void space. So we thought, we'll make that his space, because then if he does want to kind of walk over to us watching TV on the sofa, then he can do, kind of as and when he's ready and comfortable. So we kind of set it all up, and we had like cardboard boxes like that he could just play with. We had toys scattered everywhere. We had his food, and we put his litter tray in there for a couple of weeks. And we got him a nice little bed and things like that. And so we got it all ready. And then we went to go pick him up. We had to do a bit of paperwork and things like that. Fortunately, so we went through the cat's protection. Fortunately, they were already working with the household that he was taken from. So he had up-to-date vaccinations and things like that already. But of course, they all go and see, every time they get a cat, they go and see a vet. And the vet signed him off straight away. They give you kind of like, so all of his vet's kind of history, they give you all of that. And you get, is it 4 weeks? I think you get 4 weeks like pet plan, pet insurance, and also you get given their like dietary, what food they eat, how much they eat and when they eat it, just so you can kind of be a bit consistent, and then eventually if you want to change it then you can, but just to help that kind of transition from the rescue centre to your home. So we brought him in, and when we did, he jumped up to, we've got a kind of closed off old fireplace in that dining room space, and it's got a shelf on, so it's quite small space but it's quite deep, and he just jumped in there, and that has been his spot for about 2 weeks. Obviously he'd like come down and whatnot, but that is like where we then put his bed and things like that. And they say because if they're higher up they feel more secure, more comfortable. So so we thought, oh, well, that's perfect, like great that he's jumped up there basically. So yeah, so that was kind of like the first few days, and I will put like a load of clips and photos and things, like maybe throughout, maybe at the end, I don't really know. I'll figure it out when I'm editing. With Cats Protection, so you do pay a donation of £75 for the cat, and that is for all of the things like making, you know, the vet checks, making sure they're all up to date, the food, and just, you know, just rescuing them from an environment where they weren't looked after. So, you know, small price to pay for, you know, a life, well, not a lifetime, but like, I don't know, 15 years of happiness. So you do all of that, and then they bring him out to you in the kind of carrier that you buy for him. And yeah, then we took him home. So I sat in the back seat with him in the back seat in his cage, and they do put like a towel over it, but he was getting really restless because he couldn't see anything. So I kind of just like peeked the towel up a little bit so he could see me. And he stuck his paw, I mean, cats don't like being in cars anyway, so that was probably the worst part for him, was being in the car. But he stuck his paw like through the bar and like just touched me because he just wanted to, like, I don't know, feel safe. So I was just stroking his paw like the whole journey back, just thinking, oh my god, this is adorable. But yeah, and he's still, so we've had him just over 3 weeks. We have slowly moved his litter tray. So obviously it was in like the dining room. After like 2 weeks we moved it downstairs into the basement where he'd had explored before and things like that. And honestly, we moved it quite a big distance, no accidents whatsoever. And then literally just yesterday we now put the litter tray on the other side of the door, so he actually has to go through a cat flap to get to it. But luckily, the way the house is, it's a bit awkward, but the way the house is, it's got like a cat flap with a little door, and then it's got like a closed off, almost like chicken coop type thing. So he can go out, he can get used to going outside to go to the toilet where his litter tray is, but not actually going out to explore just yet, because you've got to wait at least 4 weeks. But we're actually going on holiday, so we'll probably wait about 5, maybe 6 weeks. And that's just so they can bond with you and just feel comfortable and know what, you know, get to know your scent, so they can come back to you and find their way back. It's a really straightforward process. The people at the Cats Protection were amazing, and they do really amazing work. Whilst we were there, we saw for 2021, they had rescued and had adopted 199 cats, which I just think is amazing. You know, all those cats that needed a good home, and they've found them. So that's the process, I guess. You go online, you put an application through. They will ask things like, you know, what kind of house do you live in? Is it owned or rented? Does it have a cat flap? And then they get in touch with you. They will ask you to come meet the cat, and yeah, and then hopefully it works. Hopefully the cat takes to you and you can take it home. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to do a little bit of a video because I didn't know the process. We literally drove like half an hour, turned up at a cat rescue centre, and they were like, have you got an appointment? Like, you need to go online first. And we're like, okay, let's go home and have a look online. So yeah, I just thought I'd make this video just in case anyone is thinking about adopting a cat in the UK. Whatever life you give it, I'm sure it'll be better than in a rescue centre. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to end this video here with videos and clips and photos of Simba running around like crazy, probably, or being cute. So enjoy, and I'll see you in my next video.